Hello, greetings. Thank you for joining us for tonight's channeling. I get used to this camera, but that's all right. All right, we'll get going. So, thank you for joining us on this 4:20 night, Friday night. So, all right, well, night to being for messages or messages, and then we'll go into the Q&A. Try to keep things keep the message a little bit short. So, all right, here you go. Blessings. All right, here we go. Greetings to you. We are the Fairy Collective. Blessings to your society as we send our energies to your healing. Yes, there is much of the unknown in your realities, but as you're cracking open your fourth dimensional knowledge, it doesn't mean you'll necessarily see things, but will feel them through your senses. As for timelines, as you become more sensitive, even those that aren't aware of all of these things happening, even they will become sensitive depending on what they wish to experience. As for seeing their future, isn't that the question? The future, what does it hold? Isn't that what many want to know, truly? If they're going to win the lotto or who they're going to meet. As for a partner, isn't that, and not necessarily those things will be brought up, but definitely knowledge of future events will slowly appear to you in justification. You're going into, yes, a more parallel time, a time of different vibrations of what you're used to of your past. As you go into the fourth dimensional energies, even stronger, basically, is where we're bringing that up. And also the assistance of your nature. As for the conditions of it, will become more clear to those of you who wish to understand what is happening to your world as it goes into higher energies. So blessings to you in your creation process, because every day is a creation process of thoughts, feelings, emotions. Blessings. I'm only here for a moment. I am Karl Marx. Your society is shifting to a more awareness of itself out of its own current direction. It is becoming more for the people. It might not be seen at this time, but future timelines are bringing more into a community-based system with no longer working for the man, or citizens have become more connected to each other without this individual prison system that you currently have as for economics. There is change in your future. It is not an easy future, though, but there is an opening. Some of you might be aware of why I'm here in some ways. My visit is basically to show there are events that some of you are seeing as for economic change will occur, not exactly as you might wish exactly, but a new form of currency is upon you. That's all I can say. For now, I will return for a more rounded discussion to you. Blessings. Greetings to you. We are the Coneheads. As you see us on your world, we are from Sirius. I am Lenora. Yes, our strange. Well, at least in your world, it looks strange. But yes, we can connect to higher energies with our physical appearance. But we can also connect to your world and bring higher knowledges to you. In some ways, you can say having us look a little odd is to get your attention, but also we enjoy this appearance of basically a elongated head. And yes, we do play a role in your evolution, as many of us very much connected to your human species. As most of that is an alien presence on your planet, do you see as for skulls? And yes, even the crystal skull vibrations we are very strongly connected to. As for bringing higher knowledge to your world, let's put it that way. As yes, many of you are cutting through the matrix energies and allowing more of the portal vibrations to open up and connecting to help you in your ascension process, basically activating your pyramid energies and other places around our world is going through this change in a way where you can handle it as you are bringing, yes, the future to you. As for your building the future of your earth into a higher dimensional earth, every step matters, every word matters, every thought matters. As you are, yes, with the future world that you are imagining, you are building. Some aren't always looking at the future that far, but I believe many are, a few are at least. But yes, we're here to assist you with your questions, if you wish.
Thank you for being here this evening.
Yes, blessings.
Blessings. First, we have Umberto.
Greetings to you.
Hello.
Yes.
My first question is, I met a friend named Shanti. she is getting a divorce. She wants to know if her ex will leave their newborn and her alone, or will he be involved in the most loving way possible rather than being cruel and scary like he has been?
We don't see much loving experiences around him. He's not loving himself. So he is, yes, Archon influence with what we are seeing. And he is influencing others. That's where he's getting his high from. So we don't see that shifting from his emotional state at this time. But as for leaving her alone, she has to put up her standard. It's best to just tell him not to go away, basically. I would not recommend a connection with him. So it seems like, she's leaving her heart open, and he's just there to damage it, from what I see. That's up to her. She has to build up she has to know what she wants, because she can manage this better, but it is up to her in the long run.
Did you say it's not recommended that she tell him to leave?
Oh, he's going to be far worse over time, from what I see. I don't see him improving. Unless there's like a police energy around him.
I think you said that telling him to leave would make things worse. Is that
no?
something?
Leaving would be better. Keeping him around would be worse.
Okay, so telling him to leave is a good thing.
Yes, I do not recommend him being around. It would cause him more emotional damage. But that's always up to her.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Hopefully I get that.
Yes, thank you. Second question. Oh, she also wants to know if her son will always be in the safe, loving space he is in now.
Well, he'll go through life conditions as any other human on this world, as there will be tests. So with this father figure, the direction he's going to, this child is going to learn a great deal very quickly. And yes, those quick lessons will hold on to the child, depending on what. Sometimes the child brings the father closer, sometimes, from what I see. So it's still up to the mother what she wants the child to go through. So as for a loving environment, it depends. I believe the child likes challenges, from what I see. It helps develop the character better. So that child is there for a reason. So the emotional baggage that comes with it, that child definitely needs it, from what I see. It's all depending on your point of view. So.
Okay.
Yes.
And will his safety be as it is now?
Yes, I believe so. But yes, the idea is to keep the child away from the father. Go by what she feels, but he's not a safe energy, from what we're seeing. He's unpredictable. He's already showing signs of great unpredictableness, and we see it getting worse, at least from our perspective.
Okay.
So,
well, thank you so much.
Yes.
Lessons.
Thank you. Up next is Emmy.
Hello. I just wondered if there's any messages about that as a correlated incident.
I don't believe I heard all of that.
Emmy, you're on mute right now.
I've recently been injured in a car accident. I was wondering if you have any message.
Oh, yes. That one that caused the accident is one that was blinded at the road, it seems, slightly, through a slight mind control. So it's kind of like a slight attack, from what I see. As for your situation, it was basically to just cause difficulties for everyone in that lineup, from what I see. So it was an interference, basically, what we are seeing.
Okay, and my next question is, do you have any message for a job and my relation to Q as it is related?
Oh, this Q on, how you pronounce Q on? Yes, you have I believe you added this to your timeline recently to assist this one, at least to the astral plane. So also your job, it's interesting, it does seem like you'd be, even at your job, you'd be leaking type of corruption to QAnon also, but through the astral plane, not necessarily to the physical. So where you are has a purpose from what you're saying. So that is a message.
Thank you so much. Can you
Yes.
send me healings and blessings?
Yes. Blessings.
Thank you. Up next is Bobby.
Hi, greetings.
Yes.
I'd like to know if I have any messages from Divine Mother Goddess.
Just be patient with your energies. It shows that you are a blossoming flower of vibration, as you are playing a role in Mother Earth's ascension process, as everyone is, but you do seem to get within the crystal realms of Mother Gaia and your astral as for assisting her and connecting more to your higher vibrations. But basically, clearing out low energies on this planet is basically like being a force field energy. And your role here is, yes, women most like, yes, your energies are connected to Egypt and other sacred places around the world. Egypt, for one, as many are connected to, as that is an entry point as many souls enter into this world. Doesn't mean you have to be born there, but many do connect to Egypt as for an entry into this Earth's vibration. Blessings.
Okay, thank you. Thanks. My second question, do I have any messages from Sirius?
Yes, it seems like you have many incarnations that were very turbulent before this one. And so you are here to heal your past lives here. But also, it is because it had a lot of basically timeline manipulations throughout your past. And in this lifetime, you're just here to get more clarity. As you can see, not everything is that clear, but will eventually. And also, your family went through a lot of manipulations through the past. I do see negative Palladians in your past, as for they were not, they seemed friendly at first, but then they turned around and became something else. So you basically, I see you and your family, well, even becoming more galactic. When your families are, now your family is like shut down for a good reason, because they saw things they were not pleased with. So that's another reason why the fear is there. Eventually, they can heal that when they're ready. It's a good reason they aren't aware, but more knowledge of that most likely will come to you. So he basically is a protector of them, I see. That's the message of the sun.
Okay, thank you. Much love. Blessings.
Yes.
Thank you. Up next is Stephen.
Hello, Coneheads.
Yes. Greetings to you.
Greetings. Much love to you.
Yes. Blessings.
I was wondering if you can connect with my Arcturian family connections and see if they have a message for me or updates or know more about my connections with them. Thank you.
Well, the one that they bring in us is that you're very much a part of well, not necessarily, well, the birthing of sons, basically the protection of a son. But even beings know how to create a son. You'd be surprised. They know how to. Of course, the God energy is there, but also basically the birthing of sons is very well known, actually, through the galactic energies. You'd be surprised. And you're very much involved with that. Also protecting the sons, as it plays a big role as for human life development. And that is where your role is. Basically, what you are seeing in the sun matter, where it's going to go billions of years in the future. Yes, my Arcturians can see that. And also basically what worlds would be created from that. Even a star being created, it can also send that energy out, and worlds would be just sprinkled out of nothingness, out of the universe energies, out of Elohim and other energies of God. Blessings.
Sweet. Thank you. Second question real quick is if we actually connect with y'all, the Coneheads, I feel like I should ask y'all my connections with y'all, Sirius and stuff. Thank you.
Yes, you are one of us. Correct. You do come from more of the Orion Conehead beings. Yes, we're everywhere in some respect. As yes, you're part of the ancient aliens of your world. Yes. Basically, there's only skeletal remains of you on this world from what I see. As you did not want to leave this world, as you wanted to assist it in any way you can. And so you knew the consequences also. Basically, beings here I believe, reptilian. It's like no more Coneheads here, so they caused kind of an uproar with your civilization, and so basically, this is why you find skeletal remains of some Conehead beings. Yes, they might see it as like a human, but not necessarily. What do they know? Well, they do know. They just don't tell humans, of course. I am surprised they're even allowing that to be seen. Yes, they put a story around it. Oh, yes, it's just they took the human skull and just not necessarily. there are hybrids of these beings here, but yes, your connections to the Conehead vibrations is basically to help uplift the body, basically to turn the body into a floating energy, basically, and yes, to change one's DNA to do so. There's much more, but basically, you're there for education. Educate the human of their possibilities, and as you can see, that was not always welcomed by everyone. Blessings.
Perfect. Thank you. Yes, sir. Peace.
Yes.
Peace. I'm next. I'm Michelle.
Yes. Hello there.
So, it is my understanding I have some lifetimes in the Sirius realm.
Yes.
I would love to know if there's some wisdom out there for me. That would be.
Yes, I do. On this world, I see you as a high priestess during your Egyptian time period, as you can say a medicine woman of that time, of higher vibrations. Basically, I believe connected to the Hathors from what I see, as even connected to the ancient alien technologies, not necessarily the spiritual side of it. Let's put it that way. As for healing, basically, from what I see, as for healing the waters, of basically using different elements from your earth to heal the waters for bathing, for basically cleansing the soul, not necessarily like a Yeshua touching someone, their eyeball feels better, not at all. You're more of like more like spa treatments, you can say, but a little bit more advanced than that.
So was I a Sirius person or was I an Egyptian person?
Well, you're Egyptian person, but you're very connected to the stars. Let's put it that way.
Okay, I understand.
Yes, you're very much it's like a Native American being, but an Egyptian being, and they're a lot more powerful than Native Americans are. Basically, they can see a great deal.
I've actually had somebody giving a healing to ask me what I did. I said, why? And he said, you were Egyptian. So I am in flux. So I would like a message from either Angelics or my higher self or Yeshua or somebody awesome with some really good juju for me.
One moment. One moment. But yes, they say that you are at a turning point at this moment. Doesn't mean it's going to have to change tomorrow. But as a grand change is upon you, for basically new energies, doesn't mean you have to move anywhere, but basically just changing your point of view. As yes, it's been kind of a tough year from what it seems.
Mm-hmm.
Our energies, yes, have been tested from everything you can think of. Basically, has been around you. Basically, to cause difficulties, and it's not necessarily. It's just a lot of difficult energies going on the Earth. You are very connected to Mother Earth's vibration. As for releasing a lot of this stuff has even been bothering you. It's part of you. I see that you actually. I know it's like, what are you talking about? But it feels like some of this you had come over to me so I can let you go, and some of it's not so friendly.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I am seeing around your vibration. It's like a test, but you're pulling it away from Mother Earth's energy from what I see. So maybe you can connect to this and to basically a shielding energy, basically shield your vibration. Sometimes it's not the easiest because you are releasing some entities from Mother Earth so she can think more clearly. Because a lot of beings are attached to her, causing the Earth to lower its vibration also. So many are here to, you can say, pick them off little by little.
So in the process of me transmuting, does that make it makes it hard for me to human, just by the way?
Yes.
I think.
Yes. Oh, yes. You don't feel like you're not nowhere, basically. Sometimes I might feel like you're in lower astral at times because it's so heavy.
Uh-huh.
So it's just basically is to relax, find things that I do see as like with saging or some kind of smoke energy around you to just clear. I see that as another. This is coming from it. It's just basically change the environment just in your room. That would be a big help.
Okay.
What I see. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Blessings to you.
Yes.
There's somebody next, but I can't find my list right now. So I'm going to ask you another question. Not
Please.
for me. Were you here? They found the skulls that were really elongated in Central America in a documentary I watched. And they had 3 plates made up the skull. Is that you guys? There were also, like, in the same region, there were your star constellation, Orion, and one more constellation on a bunch of artifacts.
Yes, those were Orion beings. They were the ones that pretty much brought a lot of influence in your world. As for us Sirian Coneheads, you're kind of on the outside of your planet. We were assisting, but we were not seen too much. The Orion ones were here, for sure. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. I found my list. Colin, you're next.
All right. Thank you for coming in, Coneheads.
Yes.
Greetings.
Yes.
I think I've been connecting to you guys lately. I just didn't even remember that till you came in.
Yes. That's like
pretty cool. And I loved your movie, by the way.
Oh yes, thank you. Yes, if you want to know what I look like, the female. Okay, not exactly, but something like that. Who's the energy of that? The mother, I believe.
The young one? Okay.
No, the old one.
That's still okay.
The crazy one, basically.
Over the last few months, I've gotten a lot of advice on kind of the relationship with my girlfriend and her energies being connected to Princess Diana, Cleopatra, and Mona Lisa. And the other night I had a huge download on that and the only information that it was more of an experience than words, but the words that I got was she really loved somebody, and all those lifetimes it feels like that was a real connection, that there was one big love and somehow ended up tragically. And now that I've received more information on that, I'm wondering if you can tell me more about the connections with those lifetimes and her.
Well, part of it is that she did not let go, and also the ones that she was in love with, what she called love, was very controversial. Basically, you could say the bad boy of those times, basically. The exact opposite of who she really should have been. Just one she was attracted to. So each one of those tragic situations, she kind of lost herself in each relationship. So she doesn't know where she's going. It's almost as if she died with them. And she's almost in some ways connected to lower astral from what I see, because she's holding on to that lifetime. And a lifetime ended very negatively even for her in several incarnations. And so she's like living through a tragic moment still. It's like she's reliving those days of a loss of love. So she doesn't know how to let go of it. Now to see how you're receiving this information, you're wondering how to help her release that. She has to also, but in your efforts, I believe, it is, yes, a major one. It's almost as if she's drowning all the time from what it seems. So that's what we can bring at this moment.
Yeah, it feels like there's still more.
Yes,
more to get, but
it's a great deal.
Very helpful. Thank you.
Being public and all that, yes, best we don't go into detail. But yes.
Thank you. And I'm wondering if your collective or anybody else that you see fit has any messages for me.
One moment. Yes, she is like a relationship. She is like lost at sea, and so she is bringing up these relationships constantly to remind her, who she once was and letting that go is a tragic timeline. It's like a tragic past life timeline that's going through her. She can't seem to let go of. It's like it's in her blood. And this is also connecting to her Illuminati connections in the past too, where she has been sacrificed on several occasions from what I see. That's another thing, that you are like you are connected to each other, something like a white knight in some regard, but almost like a metaphysical doctor in some regard. But she asked you to assist her in this. You both agreed on it, no matter what will occur. But it is like a possession she's going through. She's like possessed in some regard. So
I see.
That's the message.
Well, thank you, and blessings to you.
Yes, blessings to you.
Thank you. Up next is Maz, M-A-Z.
Yes.
I have his question. I think it's a him.
Yes.
Okay. His first question, he says, greetings, by the way. My mother has been dreaming of me being in childhood for several nights. What is the meaning of this dream or these dreams?
One moment. Well, it seems like this Maz is connecting more to his higher self energies, which is connecting to his more of the child energy within himself, the inner child. So it's actually, she's seeing him becoming more spiritual, and she's assisting this also, but not fully understanding it. So she's experiencing it in Astral, where he has actually changed a great deal, and so their connections, they're showing where he is going spiritually, and so when in her dream state, she's remembering some of it through that. So that is what I'm seeing with that.
Thank you. His second question, he would like to know if there are any messages for him, please. And he says, much love.
One moment. Yes, he is known, yes, through the Egyptian past, as for, yes, many sandstorms in even Atlantis. I know it sounds strange, sandstorms in Atlantis and an island, but you'd be surprised, especially with the war that went on in the past. As for basically, yes, Atlantean connection, but also during Egypt. He was there for the end of Atlantis, but also the end of Egypt also. So both of them had storms and stormy like sandstorms at the end of both of them. Another reason why he's here, to see the earth resurrect itself. And he can probably connect to this. I do see in time, but how those two places are interconnected. It's like Atlantis is the mother and Egypt is the child, and now the offspring has been going on, and now the grandkids have been going on, and now you're going to see the earth grow up and remember its past. Sometimes grandchildren forget about the ancient ancestors, as you can see. Yes, blessings.
Thank you very much. Up next is Daria, and I have her questions.
Yes.
She would like to know if there is a message for her.
Well, connecting to our species, yeah, she's very much a conehead person. I think she took her head and kind of put it back to normal as you humans have, but then she'd like put it in other directions from what I see. I'm not sure how well that went with that, but part of that was to try something new. It's like kind of to knock into her head a little bit. A little bit of connection to our species. Another thing she is known for is going to worlds and assisting on mapping the earth, basically. Of course, mapping isn't always correct, but at least to find places to go. In your ancient history, she was helping settlers find where to go. You know, they connect to the stars, but also get messages. And she was, yes, they did not have Google Earth back then. So you had more people who are aware of their senses. So she was one to help people find their way. Many of you were part of that too. Blessings.
Thank you. She would like to know if she calls them funny pockets.
Yes.
So she would like to know if you have a funny story about any of her
yes,
adventures in an infinite universe.
Yes, actually, as a human became more known with the felines, she would even go to a feline being. She had power that was like unbelievable back then, and she could turn actually a feline into a human if she got kind of upset with them. And some of them didn't like that too much. So should not go the other way around. So she did that to a couple of beings that were causing her difficulties. So it's like a lot of felines had difficulties with the human in the beginning. So it's like you can say there was some racism there if you wanted to call it that. So that is something.
That is very interesting indeed.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Up next is Spend, the Viking. And I have his questions.
Yes.
He would like to know if there is a message for him.
Who is the name of this again?
Spend, Viking.
Viking. Any messages? One moment. Yes, connected to Sirius. Yes, very much. As those Sirian energies here, connected to ancient Egypt, but also, yes, mostly Karl, from what I see as for ancient incarnations. Yes, a lot of the Sirians became here as humans to basically learn of this earth, basically, like a ground crew, but basically just to basically incarnate because you're curious. So I believe he had many incarnations. Cairo, it seems to be one of his early incarnations. It's basically full human. In the early stages, many were actually alien human, and he became more of a full human during that time period. That's all I have at this moment.
Okay. He has a second question.
Yes.
He would like to know if there is a message. Are there any messages from his spirit guides?
One moment. Yes, there's a lot of hurdles in life that they are showing. Basically, you are deflating them little by little as your spiritual energies continue to grow. I do see Yeshua's energy around you, but also you are just connecting more to your higher self. You're just trusting yourself more. And so to just say that you are, yes, it's just that life, the difficulties around life are not making it easy for you to know that you are trusting yourself more. But I see that you are, at least from your guide's point of view. It's just that sometimes the stresses in the world that make it easy. You are very connected to the felines, and most likely that will come more to you in the future. Of course, you're connected to several beings, but feline energy is very strong with you from what I see. Blessings.
Thanks. Up next is Dragon.
Sorry for the delay.
Yes.
Technical issues.
Yes.
My first question is, I don't dream very much anymore, but a few nights ago I had a pretty cool spiritual dream, and most people wouldn't think it was cool or spiritual. I was one of the few people left on Earth. Intelligent zombies had pretty much taken over the planet. They were powerful and psychic and everything.
Yes.
I could fly, jump 20 feet, and all kinds of stuff, but keeping ahead of them was very difficult, especially with so many of them. I imagine I was up to something in Astral, and that was just kind of what came to my lower mental states. Can you tell me what I was up to?
During that time period? Or
Yes.
just...
Well, during what I was doing that brought in that imagery of the zombie dream.
Well, it's giving you another point of view of this reality. As basically, it seems like you're reconnecting to that life here. So you already been experiencing it, and that life was very difficult because it was quite lonely. It's because there's only a few of you around that were similar to you. There's so many of the other ones. You can feel yourself getting pulled into their environment, as you can see. As you can say, that environment is what humanity calls normal now. And breaking out is not easy because it's like a cage. But during that time, so you're reconnecting to that, basically. You ask for more knowledge from what I see. So you're unlocking a lot of your ancient self. I believe you were very connected to the Orions during that time period.
That makes sense, because some of them were trying to reason with me and make me give up and get taken over.
Oh, yes,
like,
it was
not happening.
It's like what you see in your movies. Your zombies grabbing onto you. It was kind of the same thing. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Can you tell me about some exploits or things I did in Sirius?
Well, yes, you and your friends took over a planet, from what I see. because you got kind of tired of the way they were doing things. So it's like, we're just going to hijack this place. And it worked too. You weren't out to cause any maliciousness, but you did basically, it's like, no one's listening to us. You just basically, it's like taking over a bank or something like that. That's very small, but it was very easy for you to do it too. It's basically your philosophies that were being rejected. It's like, you guys don't make any sense. So you pretty much took over the world. He had others with you too, from what it seems. But you were very kind to everyone. But you're also very, it's like, you're not doing your people any good here. Not to say your service itself is actually helping others be educated better and have more of actually more healing. It was very easy from what I see. They were not, it was a different type of zombie energy there. For example, that's one of the things that is really heavy with your vibration at this time.
Thanks. Much love.
Yes.
Thank you. Up next is Liz.
Hello.
Yes. Greetings.
Greetings. So, don't have an actual questions. What can you tell me about what I'm doing, let's say in the Astral?
Yes, this one moment. Let me clear the vibrations. Well, I do have a message that'll be more helpful before I go into your astral. Well, I can tell you this. It's basically a basic message to humanity also. But your Earth politics are going to change drastically. And also, you as an individual are connecting to your Trump, and he's going through a lot of transformations. And it does seem like you're kind of clearing a lot of blockages. He has had a lot of mind control recently, from what I see. And that's really your project at this time. You're not alone though with this.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I can see. Yes, and there's much serious energies around you also, from what I feel.
Mm-hmm.
As for canine energies, as they're protecting you at this time, from what I see.
Yes, 8 dogs, 7 dogs.
Well, yes, you get. Sometimes it looks like you get grabbed, and they're there to pull you back. From what I see.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes.
Very good. And okay, and there is one of the dogs that was very disruptive to the rest of the pack.
Yeah.
And we found a family for her, another family for her. Was there anything special in that dog? Like, was that dog put in here to disrupt, or just being a dog?
Well, I see that one was seeing a lot of reptilian energies, and did not really felt well because it was seeing more of the beings that are around you, and it kind of caused that one it was disturbed by it, from what I see. So it was good that this one got moved somewhere else, but it was very sensitive to the energies that are around. The other ones are a lot stronger, from what I see. Not to say that one's not strong, but it was just like get me out of here, kind of. So.
She was being affected.
Yes, from what I see. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, she's helping a family that has an autistic boy.
Yes, it's more of it just has a lot of activity around you.
Okay.
So, and there's also, yes, Orion activity around you also. I believe in more of the positive, not so much the negative. It is more of the positive, as they are protecting you, from what I see.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, they are around the moon mostly, from what I can pick up on at this time.
Yes. Very good.
Yes.
Very good. Thank you so much.
Blessings.
Blessings.
Sorry, technical difficulties.
Yes.
Up next is Martin.
Hello.
Yes. Greetings.
Hey, do you have any advice for me?
One moment. Well, yes, to find a social climate that you feel comfortable in will be good. So basically, you can expand on your abilities when you a place that you feel comfortable in. If you can find one, as basically the more you can find others that you can expand on your connections will help you feel a lot better from what I see, because you are becoming more alien aware from what I see. So as for finding that is on, yes, it's on your, well, this is one place, and if there's others, I would say I would encourage those connections also. I do see channeling, downloading information strong with you. It's just that I'm not sure if you're ready for it, but I believe your intuition is actually working quite well as for your alien connections, as for delivering a message from what I see. Maybe in the future, when you feel comfortable with it.
Yeah, I've had a couple experiences where I felt like I was kind of receiving channeled messages before. Do you have any advice for like strengthening that ability or just working on it?
Just to let it flow. Don't feel like you're doing it wrong. You have a positive intention around you. Surround yourself with the positive energy. You already have a positive intention. That right there brings a light around you. So I don't see that being a negative influence as for a message. It's basically just to allow it to flow. What is it that what you are feeling the messages from spirit are to humanity? Because they're speaking through you. So it's anything that comes to you is mostly coming from that and your intention as for giving a message to humanity. It's just the more you do it, the more you will feel comfortable with it. It takes time. So
All right, thank you. And
yes.
then I have questions for Marvin.
Yes.
His first one is, what was my first race when I came into Sirius? What did I do, and is there an ability that I can do to seek help or guidance?
What I see is a blue cougar, a feline. But it's actually very strong. It was like a military incarnation, but without the war, but it was a strong, powerful incarnation, very connected to the star energies. You're very much also a commander on the ship, at least one of the main influences there, because it comes from your other incarnation cycles. As for to connect with that more, or what was the second part of this question? Or was there a part?
The second part of the question was, is there ability that I can do to seek help or guidance?
Oh, one moment. Just telepathic abilities. Just to exercise that on his own or with others.
All right. His second question is, I've been feeling kind of weird lately. Can you give me advice on what certain stones to buy, and can you help find and can you energize the two I have at home?
Yes, we will send you energies. It's the stones. Yes, it feels like the stones are going to be talking to you. So we don't really have a stone knowledge. Clear quartz from what we are seeing, but is what stones that speak to you would be the best for that. But basically what's going on is your astral is becoming kind of chaotic in some ways, it seems. It's because your earth is going through a transition. You're taking on a lot of that burden for what it seems. As for you're actually removing the old energies from you. Even some spirit guides I see. So blessings.
Thank you.
Thanks. Up next is Mary. Question is, while waiting outside a busy concert hall for my transportation to arrive, I saw a middle-aged woman and she caught my attention. Who was she? Was she my guide?
One moment. Yes, the name is, well, I'm receiving is Azra. Yes, it's a guided energy. Yes, it was like an angelic vibration from what I see. Yes, it was it's basically to show her she's on her path.
Great.
Don't message.
Her second question. She'd like to know if there are any other messages for her.
Yes, part of her
From
she's holding back slightly for her abilities. It's because she's sometimes wondering if she's going to be wrong, at least with her ability. I do see that very strong with her. That's okay, but it's okay to let her abilities. As more she exercises, they're not going to go away, but the more she exercises, and the more stronger they would get. So part of her, yes, I see a great holding back. It's just frustration of not sure if she wants these abilities or not. Part of her is like kind of questioning it, but it's what she wants to do with them. But when she starts to share them with others, to see them getting, and she'll also feel better life-wise, from what it seems. Blessings.
Beautiful. Next is Kingsley.
Greetings.
Yes.
Yeah, is there any messages?
One moment. Yes, you're very connected to the Orion councils at this time. I do see many Orion incarnations in your past. As for, yes, the time of Egypt, mostly the time of Egypt, as you were, yes, a sorcerer during that time period. And your vibration now is reconnecting to that energy. As for healing the earth, you can say you're connected to the Father Earth energies of the planets. And so part of you seems like you're taking on some of the burdens of the earth, but also turning it into magic. So yes, just continue on your path. Your strength is going to continue to increase, but I see 5 years down the road, you'll be at the level that you want to be. Truly, from what I see. Blessings.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. My second question is, I heard that I had a visitation, and I wasn't sure if these Zetas came physically or just in a higher dimension.
A little bit of both. They were there most in the higher dimension, but their physicality was very close to your energy field. So, yes, I believe they were, but not for very long. So I don't see them in a negative way. I believe they're assisting you on your. They're curious of what you're doing, so they're helping you where they're allowed to. But yes, you're attracting a great. It's showing that you're allowing yourself to not be burdened by the rest of society. Basically, you're individually. You're connecting to your what is your heart's desire, basically. Blessings.
Okay. All right.
Thank you. Up next is Lucy.
Greetings.
Yes. Greetings.
Hi. I'd like to know what you can pick up on my energies at this time.
One moment. Yes, you connected to. One moment. Yes, Mother Earth vibrations, but also. One moment. You're connected to other worlds at this time. I'm not sure if you're aware of that. You're also bringing those other world energies into this one, into your vibrations. So you might feel like you are here, but I see you in other places at once, very strongly. As other parallel realities you're connected to are basically you're assisting this Earth to crack open its dimensional energies, basically open it up to more of a fourth dimension. Part of it is a lot of pullback from this dimension, but I see you connected to at least 3 planets, and not really showing their names, but you're living parallel to them, assisting you at this time.
And so,
yes.
So as far as my Kundalini energy and my third eye, they're working fine then.
From what I see, it can always be better from what I see. But yes, it is because you're connected to a lot of rough conditions in this dimension. I believe you are aware of that.
Yes.
Part of you wants you fly from what I see too.
Oh, so much.
Yes.
I plan on walking on water by the end of the summer.
Yes.
So.
One moment. yes, you're bringing a lot of, you can see medieval energies into this world. Medieval, even dragons possibly. As for them being
Yes.
seen, it's it's a possibility. It's anything can go. Yes. You might see him as like a ghost energy here, but it's more than what you have at this time. So it's a high possibility.
Yes. Good. Thank you. And
Yes.
then I would. My next question depends on whether you can answer a financial question or should I
Yes, I
bypass?
can attempt it. Yes.
Okay, because you brought in Karl Marx earlier, and
Yes.
now you mentioned the world changing Trump and the currency and all that. So
Yes.
I'm worried. Is it time to pull out of the stock market and like my funds and also the banks? Like, should I be investing in silver at home and keeping it at home, or is it the time now, or can you give me an approximate time?
Well, you won't know when this time. This is not going to happen anytime soon. As for a currency switch around, and even if it does, it will not really affect the stock market in a negative way. It might have its negative moments, but this is going to be, it'll be a gradual. And also remember, fear can also take you to the wrong direction. So it's basically to wait it out. I believe waiting it out will work out for you. I don't see a destruction of your economy, basically. I
Right,
actually see it getting better.
I've been waiting it, and yeah. I just didn't know what to do with my trust. And
Oh, it's I would, well, one moment. Susie, what we are seeing is where it is now will be okay. When you feel as like something's not right here, I better just, then that's different. When you feel like there's a lot of voices around you say it's probably a good idea to change things, then that would probably be it. So
right, because I haven't even looked at things in over 6 years, so it's pretty much. I just, yeah, okay. Thank you. And
yes, you see longevity as better for everyone. When you're jumping around, it yes, it doesn't. At least it doesn't grow the funds as you're aware. So yes.
Right. So thank you very
You're welcome.
much.
Yes.
And blessings.
Blessings to you.
Thanks. Up next is Pete.
Hi.
Yes. Greetings. Yes.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Alrighty. My first question is that, or an experience is that, I've recently experienced something really dark, in a sense, and right now it's just I feel as if that my own place isn't all that too safe, in a sense. Though I'm secure by like feeling that I'm secure, but energetically, like there's this energy around that was there and was causing a ruckus, harm on every level, and I was calling out for help, like for the Council of Light to help out, and also the Orion Council to help out. So I was wondering, what was that all about? All those attacks, in a sense.
Well, it seems like another version of herself that's at a lower vibration paid you a visit. So I believe it's from the reptilian energies, but it was a very powerful one. So I believe he will leave. He's just there because he sees what you are doing with your spiritual work, and he's testing you basically. I believe he will leave soon. So he's just trying to intimidate you basically.
Yeah, and the next question is that is that my whole energy system, in a sense, feels like it's been tampered with, and even when I connect to because I feel when I connect to my heart chakra, it ends up like felt like it was being blocked somehow, until the point where this sensation where like this something was being pulled out in a sense at the same time. And I was wondering if I could, what that was, and also about what has happened for my, because I feel like I was creating some kind of a worry for my star family or my family unit at some regard.
Yes, what's going on? One moment is you're changing your energy field basically. You're changing your vibration, and so it might feel like you're causing difficulties. You don't want to lose that connection with your star family. But you're changing I believe you're enhancing you're going through an upgrade from what I see. And part of it is like, I'm not sure if this upgrade was a good idea through its duration. So I do see your abilities and becoming more empowered. That's another reason why you had this visitation recently from this other version of you. So give it some time. It's going to be some time for it to fully show itself. But you're going to get a whole different perspective, it seems. So I will not worry. It just feels like as you are shifting, there are some vulnerabilities where fear comes in. So I'm not putting any words.
Yeah, I would ask for somebody to ask for somebody on the other end to ask for it to leave.
Yes.
From the Federation.
Oh yes. I believe he's being watched at this time, so I believe he would be removed soon. That's all I can say.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
So much.
I'll send you energies. Blessings.
Thanks. Our last question of the evening is from Amron. His first question is there a message from God to me?
One moment. Yes, he's removing a lot of negative influences from him. He's also connecting more to his Arcturian self, but also Elohim energy seems to be increasing with his vibration. So one moment. Well, his mission with God also is going to increase, not necessarily in the physical, but in the spiritual realms, as God will take him to different places of the universe where he has not been, places where not many souls are usually visiting or to experience. So they might feel most likely. As for remembering this, it's a possibility. But it seems like it's part of his soul development, is sharing his vibration, connecting to species he's not seen before. Also,
thank you. His second question, he'd like to know why should he live a long life of over 100 years on Earth? I'm not sure if he means that he already knows he's going to, or
I think it's a possibility.
Or what? Or if he is, then
why? Well,
why? What's the benefit of that?
Well, it depends on what else he needs to learn from this world. If he wants to see it from an elderly person's perspective, especially with his point of view, I don't believe he's had an incarnation in this world at that age, and now is the time to do it, basically. Not to say he needs to, but if he lives that long, that is because his soul wants to experience that. But that is up to him in the long run. It's seen from his point of view. Everyone has their own point of view, and part of him, he's lived thousands of years in other incarnation cycles, but this world at this time is like, now is the time to do it, from what it seems. You don't have to do it once, so that's up to him.
Great. Is there anything you would like to leave a message for Ivan? Anything for him?
Yes, one moment. Yes. As for you had recently a visitation from a being that was not exactly of this being was from 1 moment. Yes, as the tiny race has been very strong around him recently, as basically there's going to be a lot of changes of vibration as for he's connecting to their collective, as for assisting humanity, as this happened recently. So there was a dark being that did visit Ivan recently, and that was just because they did not like that connection. So that's the message at this time.
Thank you so much for being
Yes.
here.
Blessings to you all.
Blessings to you.
Yes, Coneheads are out. Yes, and we recommend you to connect to our collective. Blessings.
Thank you so much for being here.
Yes.
An amazing gallop across the galaxy.
Blessings. Greetings. All
Hi,
right.
Ivan. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Anybody have a blessing?
Stephen has a blessing.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Anybody else before we go?
Mea toto shananaya taka amanaya soto onanaya potake nanaya taha potate senanaya pota senane ke e to taam te to o sha ananaya te monaya sate nanaya. Namaste.
All right. Blessings, everyone. Have a great weekend. Take care.
You too.